Guruji, what does awakening of humanity mean?
That means humanity is sleeping. You can awaken only what is sleeping. In a way, it's true that we are all sleeping for a long time. It's a time to wake up, to recognize who we are as a human species, as a whole humanity. We lived in ignorance for a long time, separated from each other, separated from our Mother Earth, separated from our own physical feelings, separated from everything, separated from each other. More and more, we have developed all kinds of technologies to just alienate ourselves, alienate from the earth itself. We may claim that we are living in the planet, but still we have no idea what's going on in the planet. We don't have any contact with this planet. We developed every sophisticated systems and culture and standard of living and living norms to separate us from the very earth, very nature. Then we also separated from each other. We developed all kind of logics and fear and every sophistication of a cultural, habit to separate from each other. Developed a lot of technologies that we almost no need to have any human contact at all. We can live somewhere just to receive everything through the internet, manage the whole humanity through the cell phone. So in a way, we are slowly alienating ourselves, but also we alienated from our own self. Not ourselves from others, but also from ourselves. We have no idea what's all about it. We born, live and die. Live for what? Born as what? Die for what? We have no idea. Just passing by. So, in this game, everyone is a loser. So we had to awaken. Awakening of humanity means not awakening as a one group of people, but awakening the whole humanity, realizing the life of the human species in this planet. How we as a human species live in this planet, not as a different nations, how we are cooperating with each other, but as a human species, how we are cooperating with this planet, our life in this planet. And this is the foundation. Otherwise, we are finding more and more theories that somewhere else, some other planet. Previously, we used to search truth in different cultures, maybe from east or from north, or we search for some indigenous cultures to know the truth. Nowadays, we are already talking about other planets. Maybe truth is hidden in some other planet. Now, it's a time to come closer, and awakening as the whole humanity, awakening from our own ignorance, that what is life is all about it, what is all meant for. Because every culture provides a system of thinking, system of approaching this life from birth to death. And we are forced to live, or we are self-imposing ourselves to live through that, because this is what we know as what life is. So we are going through this. In this process of birth to death, the sequence how we're supposed to live going to school, getting married, buying a house, getting divorced, and then at one point we are retired and outdated and going to old age home, then time to die. From this kind of sequence, formula what we have, in this we don't find any meaning of living this planet anymore. There's such a disappointment and a fear also, and sense of meaningless. And we don't have any hope that things are going to change. We are trying to find some kind of meaning in this run. Maybe adding some spiritual practices with the hope we feel good. It's like sitting on the grill, then using some mantras to feel, I feel good. Doesn't work. It's time to wake up and to look into what life is all about it. So awakening humanity is a call as a whole humanity to realize the truth, who we are, where we are, and the life of the human species in this planet.
Guruji, is a certain mass of people required in order to evoke an awakening of humanity?
A kind of energy field we need to create. More and more people have thirst towards this awakening. More and more people have thirst towards this peace for everyone. At one point, it creates a vortex experience, a effect. It's pull everything into it. This thirst, this authentic thirst is very, very important. Thirst towards that total freedom, thirst towards that total peace, thirst towards this total union, the human and planet, and union among us. This thirst is very, very important. When this thirst is really authentic, not one among all the busyness we have, but as a prime thirst we have to awaken. When this energy become, a vortex, for that you need a critical mass, and that force you need to push something, to move something. And also, this force also is within everyone. How strong this force within you. It's important to know, even within an individual person, this thirst need to have a certain intensity. Unless you have that intensity in you, you will not change. It's not enough. Everyone likes to be in peace. Everyone likes to live in harmony with the nature. Everyone wants to live in love, freedom, bliss, in peace, in harmony. Everyone loves nature. I never met a person who say, I hate nature. I love to live in hell, or I hate people. No, it's not like that. It's a standard human tendency. But we don't have that much intensity to live in peace. Our intensity is not enough inside of our own body. The thirst towards the freedom, thirst towards the peace, thirst towards unconditional love, thirst towards the nature, intensity is not enough. The amount of intensity we have within our body to have wealth, to have a relationship, to have a private ownership, and identity, that needs are very intensive within our body. So we act and explore the life through that. It moves us in that direction. For some people, they gain this intensity within their body, intensive thirst towards freedom. Then it's like a vortex within their body. All their old patterns, old desires and habits, it's all pulled, inside that intense thirst. It's become a vortex inside of them. That liberates them. So it is very, very important. Your intensity towards that peace is within you is important. Same way, through this intensity, you also create intensity in a collective mass. Otherwise, you are weak within you, and your thirst also weak collectively. So you need more people to bring that. You need billions of people to have that thirst. But if you have such intensive thirst inside of you, you don't need billions. You need only millions. Or you need only thousands. See? So, it's the same way we function. As an individual, how I function, that's how the world also functions. I need certain pressure. We also, in our daily life, we need certain pressure to transform. Or we need certain desire to transform. Out of pressure, we do things, or out of intensive desire, we run after something. Same way, we need this intensive desire towards awakening within us. But surface level, everyone says, yes, I'm interested. Do you understand? I'm interested. But if you put in a scale, how much intensively you are interested, it differs. Our priorities, our common desires are very normal. It belongs to the old paradigm. So we easily fall back. No one wants to make any step further. So it is very important that as an individual, this intensity need to be cultivated, need to be evolved, particularly during this time. When you look at the world situation, whenever you see the world situation, we have to learn something. This world is not something out there. I myself, this world. Within me, there's two parties fighting. Within me, I created good and bad. I need to bring harmony inside of me. I need to bring union within me. Find one person within me. This is the major effort. We like to have one world. But what is important is you need to find one person. When I call you, come here, I'm calling one person. Or I'm calling multiple person inside of you. And you have multiple decisions to come or not. But same time we say, it would be nice to have one humanity. We have this wish. I like to have one humanity. But do I have the same wish I like to have one person within me, one voice inside of me. Do you understand? Because we have many voices inside of us, which is conflicting, contradicting with each other. Same way, the world also having many voices and which is contradicting with each other. So, when we have a wish, I want to have one humanity, and we have to apply the same wish within you. I need to have a one self, a single me, which is not conflicting, contradicting with each other. When I have dualism inside, one's need is conflicting with other needs. One's desire is conflicting with the other desire. Oh, do you understand? One thirst is conflicting with the other thirst. So, I had to bring this to as a one single point. And more people enter into this. We are also creating a vortex of this oneness. Otherwise, we are split inside. When you are split inside, we are also maintaining the split reality outside of us. Split, realms. I had to fight in between that because we are fighting inside of us. So it is very important to learn whenever we see this kind of conflict or contradictory takes place in the world. When you read the news or you come to know about something, and it is very important to recognize, do I have the same issue within me? Do I have some power overpowering the other power? Do I have this conflict inside of me? Which energy is operating my own body? Where I stand now? How I am going to synchronize, how I am going to coordinate these two energy to become one with myself. Because it's a learning. The world is a reflection of how we as an individual living this life. So it's very, very important during this period, particularly when the whole humanity go through this kind of crisis, and we have to see, I have to come closer to me to dissolve and resolve my inner crisis, my inner conflicts. This as a first investment towards the solution of the whole global issues. I need to invest to my life. I need to be a contributor to the solution. Every individual need to invest their own life towards the change, towards the reform. And that reform need to take place inside of us. The issue comes when we want reform someone else, when we want reform the society. It's always become conflict because you are coming up with the solution for others, but not for yourself. So this reformation needs to take place in your body, in your mind, within yourself. You need to become popular inside of you. You need to find the harmony inside of you. And your life is the investment towards the change. Making your individual life, investing your individual life as a source of investment towards the change. This is very important. Otherwise, we think, I no need to invest my life, and this is my life, and problem is somewhere else. I like to give an advice. I don't need to change anything. I can bless, I can pray, I can wish, I can advise, I can suggest. And every 8 billion people think in this way. That's why problem grows. No one's find any solution. We don't learn from our own past. Since we as an individual not ready to learn from our own past, we as a collective also don't learn anything from our collective past. So it is important, every individual, this is the gift. I always, when kind of crisis comes, in one way, I'm very happy about it because this is creating a situation for us to transform, for us to take new steps in life as an individual, but also as a whole humanity. But unfortunately, many times we used to miss this opportunity. We hope or we find the way to go around from our own opportunity. So it is important to have this strength, this intensity towards the transformation. And that intensity need to take place inside of us. It need to start from us. And remember, you are investing your own life towards the change. In this way, first, you are the beneficiary. The second, on the whole humanity is a beneficiary. And further, the whole planet is the beneficiary.
Guruji, why does humanity seem to repeat history? Why do we keep on fighting against each other?
It is a circle because the whole winning and losing is a circle. We are not able to learn from it because we are preparing to master it. And we create a loser, then we are preparing how to handle such a situation in much better way. But it is important to understand it is a situation we are trying to handle much better way, but not the root of the situation. We are not talking about removing the root, removing the cause of the problem. We are trained to, when such issues is expressed or when such issue come to the surface, how to handle that, how to suppress it. That's why we are losing it. You are not able to sleep, put a sleeping pill, you sleep. You are seducing yourself. But the problem is still there. And every time your body learns how to manage it. And at one point, these pills are not valid in your body anymore. It is not effective. So, any kind of technology we find, how to handle the enemy, we are in the path of destruction, we are in the path of losing, we are in the path of repeating again, because we are learning how to handle the enemy. We are not learning how to live without the enemy. Living without the enemy means not removing the enemy, but removing the enmity. Is two different things. We have enmity towards each other. Not removing the enemy, but removing the enmity within us. We have to learn, first of all, the truth is we are all one human species, one humanity. We are all, such intelligent species, such a gift, ability to understand, ability to love, ability to take care. This is the human species. By loving human species, humanity is full of compassion, full of love, full of care, and full of peace within it. We don't recognize this capacity that we are naturally gifted to love, gifted to live in peace, gifted to take care of each other beyond our boundaries. This is our human species, strength of our human species. But we don't explore this very much. Instead of, we explore how to protect us from others, how to master others, how to put boundaries to others. Naturally, we will fail. Life without enemy means a life without enmity. We have to learn that. That's the lesson. Otherwise, we are learning the lesson how to prepare ourselves to meet such a situation in a very efficient way. Still, we maintain the enemy. It won't function. No matter how technology we have, no matter who wins, who loses, the story will come, it will rebound in some other forms from some other corner of the world, the problem arises. It's like a balloon filled with water. You press this side, that side is bulging out. Same way. Somewhere it needs to come up. The point is, we have to find the way how to live in peace with each other as a whole humanity. That is the path. Not against each other. You take the religions, the major religions, and you take those saints, so realized messengers to the humanity, what kind of message they brought. We all believe, most of the humans are believing, Most of the people believe some form of religion. Very less amount claim they don't believe. They believe that they don't believe anything. But 99% of the people believe some kind of, message, divine message, no matter which religion they belong. But if you listen all those messages, deep inside, there's all about love and peace and how to live in harmony with each other, the ethical point of living with each other. But still we fight. Even in the name of that, which one is the right form, right peace, we are fighting with each other. We have to move further. Nothing to blame. We have to move further. We have to rediscover our life in this planet. We have to rediscover the life itself in this planet. We have to rediscover our body, rediscover this planet, rediscover our life in this planet. Gone too far. The situation will force us to rediscover. It's better we do it without creating a situation.
How to not be negatively influenced by news, making us believe that there's an enemy that we need to fight against.
We have to recognize our need to project the enemy. Because inside of us, we have a lot of unsolved emotions. And these emotions, we are always trying to find a place to project, a screen to project. And every situation takes place, and we got the opportunity to put that energy into that. We need someone to blame. Today is this war, and yesterday it was COVID, and day before yesterday it was something else. And constantly, like media is busy, constantly our inner media also very busy to finding something to fight about it. Because if you don't have anyone to project, we are in trouble because we have to handle it ourselves. It's always good to put everything someone else. Even the world is wrong, so we have a wrong world. Why I am like this? I have a wrong partner. I'm not in peace. I have wrong children, or I have wrong parents. I have wrong masters or teachers. We have always created someone as responsible for my inner emotions to express it. This we have to, every individual need to recognize it. Do you understand? Like now, this is what I am upset about, and yesterday I was upset about something else, and previously. So we can study 10 years of our life, how I changed those phases and subject, and constantly I was busy in fighting against something or for something and expressing my emotion, directing my emotion towards that. Do I remember any time I didn't have that? Suddenly tomorrow there's no issue. to fight about it. What will happen to me is I am ready to live in peace. Most of the time, among the rebel groups, in many ethnic war or ethnic issues, no one teach the people to live in peace. Everyone is teaching to fight against someone, fight for freedom. After the fight, how to live in peace, no one is trained. Everyone is trained to fight for freedom. That's why even if they get the opportunity to live in freedom, they are not ready because they are not trained to live in freedom, trained to live in peace. It is very important. As much as we are trained to fight for something, also we need the same amount of education to live in peace. Peace education is very, very important. We learned about how much horrible thing happened, took place in the humanity, but we never learned anything peaceful. We never learned about the peaceful humanity. Or we also never learn how it's going to be, what kind of peaceful humanity we will have. Even in our educational system, we don't have a proposal for peace. When we talk about the peace, we are talking about the conflict. All the peace management is nothing but managing the conflict. It's totally two different things. Living in peace and managing the conflict is not the same thing. Same way, healthy living is not about how to manage the sickness. Healthy living is possible only without the sickness. Other one is you are sick, you are managing the sickness. Of the peace education, most of the time, we are talking about conflict management in the name of peace. It's very important to recognize. We are not talking about how to live in peace. When there is no any conflict, how you are going to sustain yourself? When there is no any conflict, how we are going to relate with each other? When we don't have boundaries, borders, conflict, issues, when we don't have anything of those things, how we are going to relate, integrate with each other? We never learn because we don't have any proposal towards the peace. We don't have any proposal to integrating everyone, every culture, every race, every ethnic groups as under the one humanity, under the one umbrella. We don't have a proposal. We always have a proposal how to manage the conflict. So it is very important to recognize that I always, or we as an individual, we always find something to fight. Now when we are, constantly engaged in the internet also, we have to recognize what I am looking for, because internet provide what you are looking for. And we have to recognize that I am applying a mode of searching. Do you understand? I am applying a mode of searching. I need to know this mode, what I have, what kind of mode I have. Because few times I look for something, fourth time it is given to me. Few times I project the problem to others, fourth time is automatic response. So we can't blame the media. Media, so many informations are there. What information you are looking, information comes to you. It is important. So it's not like you should not be informed, but you have to get to know what kind of information is giving to you, what kind of information is satisfying you. And you have to recognize this satisfaction or this disappointment. You say, consciously or unconsciously, what you are looking for. And if you come to know what I'm looking for not available, let go of that search. You try to look within you. Do you understand? It is important. Individual peace is important. I'm not saying close yourself. I'm saying open yourself. Get to know about the world. But also, whatever you are getting to know, you must get to know you. Whatever you are knowing must help you to understand how you function. Because it's very easy to blame something external without reflecting how, as an individual level, I am functioning. It's not going to be helpful to you or to the world.
How to remain in peace when we receive so much painful news every day?
Every information you bring into you by taste, nose, ears, by seeing, by touching, no matter in what form, no matter which sense you are bringing the information inside of you, this information trying to create two things. One is this experience. Every information create experience in you. Every experience create two things in you. One is making it to, sense the same experiences, same information, which create the same experience, which reinforce the same experience. The second is you are also creating same experience in others. So any news you bring into a body is not just a news. You are bringing an experience into your body. This is very, very important to recognize this process. Any information you bring into a body, or read or hear, you are bringing an experience inside of your body. It's not a news. This news is creating an experience inside of your body. Peace or pain, doesn't matter. Any kind of news is creating experiences. When you have this experience, you want to continue this experience, reinforce this experience. And also, you create the same experience to others. When the information you receive is creating fear in you, it's a fearful experience. Then you constantly finding the similar information in whatever you do in your surroundings, which bring the same fear inside of you. And also, you will create fear in other person. You have to recognize this. If you recognize this, then you can decide what kind of experience I like to have, what kind of experience I want to radiate to my surroundings, and what kind of news can stimulate such an experience within me, what way I can radiate this experience to others. More and more you come to know what you want to give. Then you can see the news also changing. Yes, we are running after it. So we are. So it's not about closing down. It's all about first knowing what you are looking for. Whatever you look for, it will come to you. Everything. You have a problem, the problem, you are inviting the problem to you, is reached. You have peace, you invited the peace, it's reached you. You have pain, you invited the pain. Everything take responsibility. In what way I invited everything towards me. If this is not what I want, I can say this is not what I want. It will not change. I must recognize this is not what I want, but I want something else. I have to find what I want. By the time I recognize, I realize what I want, everything changes. Then I start to invite what I want. Now I am inviting only what I don't want because I know only what I don't want. See? So, most of the time people say, I don't want this, I don't want that. But rarely you hear, I don't want that, but I want this. Since we know only what we don't want, we are also inviting what we know. So get to know what you want. By knowing what you want, you see suddenly you will end up in a situation, end up in a news which is giving what you want. Everything is there. You follow? So, if you think you really want peace, you really want bliss, you really want harmony, you really want freedom, direct your senses towards that. Because you have to establish this thirst, that strengthen this thirst. So, work towards that. If that's what you want, then you bring that application in our thoughts, words, and action. Then you start to move. We may say, I want something, but in my thoughts I am not applying, in my words I am not applying, in my action I am not applying. I want to have peace. I'm ready to die for the peace. See, it's conflicting with each other. I want to live in peace. I don't want to die for the peace. I want to live for the peace. Peace is beautiful.
Guruji, how can we find the courage to leave our old beliefs behind so that a new paradigm can emerge within us?
First of all, you have to recognize where we are. We have to recognize, if you deeply look into our own life, we will see we are managing this life. We are surviving. And we are constantly postponing the issues. Surviving and living is not the same. It's totally two different things. We are not living this life. We are surviving. We are managing. Every day, from morning to night, we are managing. By the time we recognize, I am managing, constantly I am under survival mode. I am not living. Naturally, this courage arises to jump out, to make changes. The issue here is we are not recognizing the survival mode. We are not recognizing I am not living. I am just passing my days towards the death. I am not really living. I am not experiencing my life in this planet for the time which is gifted to me. I am not living this life. I am passing every day meaninglessly. We don't recognize that. We justify, we find everything to justify this. Waiting mode to know one day there will be a life and I will be happy, but not today. By the time you recognize the life which I am living, I am just passing my days and I am surviving, I am managing, I am not living, and many things around me is not functioning. Yes, many things around me, it is me who is holding everything. By the time I let it go, it's run away from me already. Then questioning, do I need to hold it? No matter how I am holding, it will not be with me anyhow. and keep on being busy in holding things. So it is important to recognize, by the time you recognize this, that you are holding every situation around you. Every situation is on the way to run away from you, but you are holding it. And you are managing, you are surviving, you are passing every day towards the end. And life is literally meaningless. Once you recognize this truth, once you recognize this uncomfortable truth within you, courage arises automatically to liberate you from this uncomfortable experience. The thing is, all these things, the issues you are facing, you adapt, you accept it. This is me, this is my need, this is my desire, this is my truth. You explore. You don't question it. Why? Do you understand? You don't question it why. And even as an individual level, also we don't question our health. Why it is like this? We don't question our own mental state. We don't question our relationship. And the issues we go through in our relationships, we don't question it. We maintain certain uncertainty experience or, situation among us, even within the relationship, within the family, the world also. We maintain the same kind of treatment towards this world. Individual level need to transform. When the individual recognize certain things, the way he is living or she is living, this is not the way, that one little spark is enough, a first step towards the change. But most of the time, we try to find a justification to justify why and how things are. Due to that reason, I am like this. By the time we find a justification, we are declaring, I am not going to change. I will not have courage to transform. When I recognize the fire is hurting me, the courage arises naturally to switch it off. But I don't recognize. I enjoy, or I claim that I am enjoying. So that realization is very, very important. Even in a personal relationship, you can find this kind of situation, what is happening in the world. The more one person dominant in the relationship, you make other person long for you. This is a human psychology also. You say in the school, one teacher treats you very bad, and other teacher treats you very good. Normally you must long for this one who is treating you good and reject the one who is treating you bad. This is how we think. But in reality, it is opposite. Whoever treats you bad, you long to be accepted from that person. Whoever rejects you, you run after that person. Whoever humiliates you, you want to be accepted by that person. Whether it can be parents, can be partners, can be colleagues, can be, friends, no matter, or can be even the society. The society raised you very good, you don't bother about it. You don't want to be recognized by that society because it raised you very good. Since you have issues, you feel they did something to you, you want to be accepted by the same society. This you can find it in a normal relationship, a dependent. And this dependent long to be accepted long looking for the acceptance, ready to do everything, give up everything to receive that acceptance, because other part is dominant and treating you bad. And the person don't recognize this is how my life is. And I'm longing for this. We convert this as if you are longing for love. My love, I love this person. No. You want to be accepted by this person. For that, you are giving your whole power. You are giving everything to this person. You think that you love this person. But actually, it's not a question about love. It's about you are rejected and humiliated by this person, and you want to be accepted. For example, how the relationship story function, same way climate function. In India, December, people say they are freezing. They put a jacket and sweater, 25 degrees. And when I come to Sweden, people are running without a dress and everything and claim it's too warm. What's the weather? Oh, 18 plus. It's already summer. Why it is too warm? Because all the time it's cold. The body recognizes I'm treated all the time cold. And now climate is warm. I'm so happy. Same in the relationship also. You treat the person so, reduced way. You give little smile, little acceptance. The person will surrender to you like anything. This is a situation. The world also same way. Different race function in the same way. How colored people find a compassionate from this white person. Being a white person, you don't need to do many things. You have to give little acceptance to the black person. You are a saint because normally you treat that person very rejective way. The person always feel inferior, not good enough to be equal as you. But when you recognize the person, come and sit beside you, the person feel you are a saint. You are such a great person because you are treating him good. The world functions in the same way. We are finding this kind of acceptance. I no need to be good. Naturally, I am like this. But even though I am like this, I'm trying to be good towards you, that you deserve to that little good feeling. And then you accept whatever demand I make. It's very important to recognize all these global issues. It's not a global issue. This is inside of every one of you. How we relate to this world. How I relate with people. The world story is your own individual personal story. Do you understand? It's not a world. We are all collectively create this world. So, how to make a big step? Yes, make a small step inside of you. And globally you are making a big step. Every small step you take, say, I'm not looking for this kind of acceptance. It's a global decision you are making by making this kind of small decision inside of you. You are voting for new energies, new kind of, consciousness, new kind of energy field, the human brain. Any transformation you want to make, you have to recognize that within me, I take steps to do it. That is the only way you can bring changes. By bringing changes in your life, you are bringing changes collectively. Without bringing any personal transformation, you cannot expect a global transformation. We can postpone it as we postpone our own issues. Thirst to live in freedom, thirst to live in peace, thirst to live in love, thirst live impersonally. To embrace everyone. This thirst need to have certain intensity inside of you. What is impersonal become personal. What is personal become impersonal. When I say impersonal mean not reducing yourself. Embracing the whole humanity, whole planet, whole cosmic inside of you. Recognize it's all my personal. Not only this body is my personal body, but also all human body is my personal body. You can see even in the movie, when we watch the movie, if someone is hurt, we are not able to see because it's pains in your body. If you see something in the street, you can't handle it because it's pains in your body. Because when another body is hurt and you are hurt, not only human, even the animal is hurt, even the tree is hurt. You cannot take it because it's all living beings. You are living beings. You go further, even the rock is broken, you don't feel good. Something is, you're not comfortable anymore. So we have to recognize, we as a human species, we are not limited. This claim of me and myself is not limited within my body, but I am, pervasive, I am everywhere. I am living in everything as that. When you recognize this, you will be shocked that if I am living everywhere, then I'm God. I'm divine. That's why I'm able to experience this. Part of me is living there. And when you expand this experience, then this relationship you have with your own body, when this experience expanded with all the bodies, with all the beings, everything what is visible, what is tangible, no matter whether a living being, non-living being, material, no matter what it is, a different sense of life and love and care arises. In this, everything visible, not only everything visible and everything what is invisible also is started to experience yourself, the infinite you, the cosmic you. So, you have to make some steps. You have to expand. This thirst needs to be stronger. It's not like you don't have courage. You have courage. People have such a courage to take a loan to buy a car. It's a risk. You may lose the job. The car may be stolen, may meet an accident. But you have courage to buy a car. Courage to buy a house. Courage to buy a cell phone. So it's not like you don't have courage. But to buy a cell phone, you have an intensive thirst. To buy a car, you have intensive desire. But to have a peace in you, you don't have that much intensive desire to live in peace. To live in freedom, you don't have that much intensive desire as much as you have to buy a cell phone. You have courage to buy a cell phone, but you don't have enough intensive desire to live in freedom, live in peace, live in love, live in respect. It is important to recognize. So, prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself. Give priority to the, ultimate potential, the highest potential of your presence, highest potential of your being. Give priority to that. Everything will fall into place. In this way, we are initiating, we are aggravating the process of awakening the humanity by awakening ourselves, awakening our human body, awakening the planet. Beautiful.